Well, hello and welcome to another edition of Wolfie's Wheels. This film it was taken at the Abarth Festival 2022 down in Findon, Northamptonshire, organised by the Petrol Hedonism guys in association with the Abarth Owners Club. Fantastic weekend, something like 452 Abarths turned out. The main core of this film actually is an interview with Ben Au of Tuning Art. Now, Tuning Art are a specialist company who do all sorts of good things for Abarths. And in the film, Ben kind of talks about his philosophy to his approach to tinkering with the Abarths and why he loves the Abarth scene so much. So hopefully you'll enjoy the video. Just for the record, this is not a paid promotion. It's nothing more than somebody who really appreciates the guy's work. And at the end of the film, there is some bonus footage, which is basically a few shots that I took around the event at the weekend. I hadn't intended to make a film, but as I say, Ben was such an interesting guy that it was worth just recording it. So I hope you enjoy the film, and I'll see you at the other end of it.
Thank you very much!
How are we doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Right, tell everybody a joke.
A joke?
Well, you weren't expecting that, were you?
No!
Ben, we've got 3 cars up on the stage.
Yes.
All customer cars.
Yes.
And
Well, one is actually demo car.
Okay.
This one.
So on that demo car, tell us what Tuning Art has
Done to it.
Yeah, go for it.
Actually, it's quite simple. We wanted to create something that it's a 2019 SASA 70th anniversary, and when they came out, we kind of looked at the original bar spec, and we kind of thought they could have done a better job, right? About one here today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could do a better job. So basically, we gave it a revamp of what we thought it would come out as a special edition SASA. So we changed all the logos to the 70th heritage logos, which they missed. They had 2 on the car. So we changed all the wheel caps, all the logos, to make it look as it should have come. We've done a slight lowering kit to it. It's got the Piposto 18-inch OZ Ultralegeras on.
It's kind of like a subtle upgrade to it.
Yeah.
And it looks factory to me. So for me, that I'm not into like modding Abarths in the way that you are, for me it looks factory. So to hear you say all the little subtle things you've done to make it look like maybe it should have done from the factory.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we wanted to perceive. So people, other than our family here who are Abarth nuts, they'll just look at it and think, oh, that's another Abarth. That's how they come. But if you look at the differences, if you pick individual, oh, that's different, and that's different. Because there are so many amazing, highly modified styling performance cars here, it's hard to stand out. And we went backwards and went, okay, let's do something that's subtle and easily achievable. But obviously, it's got our signature big brake kits and carbon fiber bits to it.
No, awesome, awesome. It's the second car.
So the second car,
again, that to me looks stock.
Yeah, that's another vision of how we looked at it. This color is quite unique. Most people know it as Rally Beige or Hearing Aid Beige, which is the nickname for it. It's actually called Mocha Latte, which is so more romantic and how the
Anything Italian's more romantic.
How do you say it in Italian? Mocha Latte.
Mocha Latte.
Mocha. Oh man, are you married?
Yes. And 4 daughters are not gay, sorry.
Well, there's always time to switch. Well, anyway,
Mocha Latte.
Yeah, Mocha Latte.
Get your Mocha Lattes from Really Awesome Coffee Company. There you go.
Yeah, it's such an awesome colour, but they kind of missed the trick when they called it Rally Beige. Anything with beige written in it just doesn't work. So we looked at the car and thought, that's a very vintage heritage colour. And we thought, how can we make it look like stock, but plus? So we added some more retro kind of wheels to it. I believe this is the only set in the UK which we flew in from Japan.
Okay.
It's just got subtle tweaks, mirror caps, and very similar to the SASA. It's something that's subtle because, as I said before, in this crowd, you're not going to stand out. It's going to be very, very difficult to come up with unique stuff. So we did reverse and did subtle things. Changed the brake calipers because they were red, went to black. So everything is, how can I say, it's very unique but subtle.
Perfect, yeah. Subtle seems to be the theme. And Obviously, we've got the Biposto here, and the Biposto in itself coming out of the factory is a absolute rocket. But again, you've worked your magic on this.
We've been, actually, it's customer's car. You might remember Andy, he came in his full spec Evo 695 race car last year with the sequential box.
Yep.
He's a very, very dear friend of ours and an absolute car nut. This car, we've been lucky enough to work with him. Not all our products, obviously, but it's a take of very similar to what we think, how the Posto, being a very, very limited special edition, should have come out. So it's got bespoke engine components, built engine, 300 plus power, lots and lots of goodies on there. That the list is so big. Even I got envious when I looked. When he sent me his list, I'm like, here's my list. I'm like, Jesus, my spec list is high, and his is my wish list.
Wow, that's cool.
And it's not finished yet.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So awesome to have 3 cars up here for Tuning Arts. So you've got others in your area over there. Thanks for being main sponsor.
Thank you very much.
You're a big supporter of the Owners Club UK. You're a big name in the whole scene and a big part of the family, the community.
Yeah, I love the family.
What does it mean to you about like being here, being part of this? And you know, the first year was last year. This is our second year.
We had a tough 2019, 2020, 21, didn't we? So last year, this was kind of like coming out of our little bubbles. It was like, oh my God, it's like winning the lottery. To be here, brilliant weather, to be amongst family. Many I know, many new friends I created.
Yeah.
And my story comes back when we were back in Asia. My car, the red one, the GTO, was based in Asia. And when I shipped it back to the UK, people already knew it because I was on social media. And the reception I got at my first event was Abarth. What was it? It was Abarth Day 2017 at Rockingham. People came up to me, even Steph ABU said, that's the GTO. That's the car in Hong Kong. What's it doing here? So I got a very, very warm welcome by the community as soon as I got back. And I'm just we continue to try to give back to obviously we need to make money, but we create products and support events to expand this community because it's just a family. I mean, what can you say? We have our arguments, obviously, but then we have that core passion where we can just sit there and talk about cars all day long.
Yeah, one thing I've learned, 16, 17 years of car shows, 35 years of the restaurant from when I was 11, you can't always please everybody, but we do try to please everybody. You do your best, you break your back to try to do everything, but unfortunately there are people that sometimes, whether it's less said, better than done.
Every happy family is the same, but we're a family,
exactly.
And that's what counts. At the end of the day, we're all family and we love each other. And we have other cars, obviously. You have other cars, I have other cars, but the passion behind our Abarth brand is second to none. For a niche market car, how many cars would you have today?
I know there's over 450.
Over 450.
Over 450 between 124s, Puntos, and Abarths.
Yeah, and that's just amazing to see. And I don't think there is a single one that is totally standard here.
So we've got Rockingham cars here today, and I remember when they released the new age Fiat 500. And Abarth had not been heard of for so long in terms of they were the Puntos, but it wasn't such a strong brand. But I think with the rebirth of the 500, when Abarth unleashed the first Abarth 500, that was the rebirth which led to this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was still back in Hong Kong when it was relaunched in 2008. 07 was the Punto, 08 was the 500, and it was like, oh, I can't believe they brought that brand back. And I was in my late 30s then, and it just brought back memories. 305 GT Turbo. So
that means he's 52 now. I've just worked it out.
47, I think.
Oh,
but anyway, something like that. And it's like, it's given me that passion. Yeah, the word passion, it gets used all the time, but it's just a quirky little car. Has it? It's got bags of character, nippy little car, and it's got this community. Like everyone here, like it's just amazing. And we're lucky because we get to see people all around the world, out in Japan, out in Hong Kong. And the passion is the same no matter where you go.
The passion is born from being able to individualise your cars, and pretty much I can say there's no two cars alike here. You can individualise. It's so modular to kind of take bits off, add bits on. There's yourself, there's TMC, and there's so many other tuning or modding parts companies out there, meaning that this is an extension of someone's own personality.
Yeah, it's the ultimate expression of your own personality. So if you are quite quiet, introvert. You can have some very, very subtle. I mean, something like this will be very subtle. And then you can have absolutely bonkers, whether it's like my car's pretty bonkers, cars which are pink, orange, yellow, green, whatever colour, or even cling film colour over there, which is fantastic paint job. Go and have a look over there. It's just the ultimate expression. We're all individuals, aren't we? And in this day and age, it's hard to be individual, but still within a family that appreciate it.
Yeah. I have to say, as I was parking all the cars up, pretty much parked up 90% of them today, I was blown away by how individualised they are and personalised, and how clearly they're an expression of one's personality. And it's so great to see so many people here again supporting.
Certainly is.
I think as a venue, this is brilliant because we know the capacity. We were looking for another venue for up to 1,000 Abarths.
Yep.
And we're glad we kept it to Findon with 450 this year. It means we fill it. It looks busy, and it is busy, and we know the venue now, and get everybody in off the road.
Exactly that. Even though we're a trade stand here today, we'd like to have a foot track and people come in and talk to us and actually buy product from us. But for me, this year was more having a team behind me who helped me sell the product, while I spent time talking to friends and new friends, because a venue with 1,000 cars, I'm never going to get any time with people I know and people who want to talk to me about product and stuff and share the passion. That's very difficult for one person to do in one day. I mean, even 400 plus cars is at the stretch. But I like that interaction. As people who have met me, it's all this mouth now. A bit like you.
This is the longest interview I've ever done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't stop talking.
I'm just blabbering. I'm just learning from you, mate.
Ladies and gents, give him a big round of applause. It's Ben from Tuning Arts.
Thank you very much.
Pop over and see them. We're going to leave the cars up on the stage as decoration for a little bit. And
appreciate it. Thank you. Do you want your money back?
Yeah, please.
Oh,
no, stop. That's it. We'll switch you off.
And now we've got some bonus footage. It's mainly stills that I took of the various cars while I was wandering around. And of course it starts off with myself wearing my new hat in the lineup. And I wandered around and came across some really nice cars. I don't know who owns a lot of them, but this with its gold wheels and red paintwork looks splendid. It reminded me very much of the old Lotus Formula One cars. This one amazingly was tuned by someone who was actually blind. Incredible work. And this one, it's a green wrap. It doesn't really come out in the picture, but it's great. The Yamaha version really caught my eye with the graphics. Very, very shiny car. I'd have been very proud to own this one. A real eye-catching car. Yellow wheels, as you can see. It just really did look good. And the dash on this car, I don't know who the figures are, but there's obviously a lot of work gone into it, and they extended that under the bonnet on the expansion tank and the oil cap, fuse cover, and a nice non-Lego style battery cover. All looking very good. And of course no video is complete without the Marlboro Abarth, and alongside it at one point was this other 695 Anniversario, 70 Anniversario. Now this car, to me, was a highlight of the show. And you may think, well, why is that? Well, let me take you back. This is the very same car on my driveway on the 11th of March 2017. I was the first owner of this car. I spec'd it up, Comprovola grey, red pack, red interior, red stripes. I absolutely loved that car. I spent a lot of time talking to its proud new owner, Glenn, and I'm glad to say that is in safe hands now. It was looking lovely. Eventually I got the opportunity to park my car next to Andrew's blue version. Both entirely different in many ways. I've got the standard exhaust and I haven't picked out the Abarth in the back, where Andrew's got an Acro on the back, and as you can see he's picked out the Abarth. I'm still thinking about doing the Abarth. This is Dave Quinn's race car, needs to be in there for film. This was the award-winning paint job. It looks better in the flesh, it doesn't really come out in the photos, they don't do it justice. This car, however, was also award-winning, and this is just something else. And again, it doesn't seem to be quite as good on the film as it was in real life, but when you come inside this car and look at the interior, I mean, there's just so much work has gone in on this. And look at that gear lever. I mean, wowzer, that is the absolute dogs. Yeah, it won awards, and I really can understand why. It was a fantastic car. And then eventually, the only time I'm ever going to get on that stage was queuing up at the end, so I got myself there. Well, I hope you enjoyed the film. In the bonus footage, it did show some amazing cars that were there. I don't think any two Abarths are actually the same. If you did like the film, obviously please feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your mates, whatever. And at this stage I'll just say a massive thanks to everybody who was involved in organising the event, particularly Bertie and Colin, and everybody I met on the day. I mean, it's a fantastic group of people. If you're thinking of getting yourself a little fun hot hatch, Abarth all the way. Anyway, I'll see you in a future episode of Wolfie's Wheels. Bye.